In special theory of relativity, the concept of frames is only like the frame comes for the relative velocity. The concept of frame comes from the relative velocity thing. It is not like we will ask that if two persons, this kind of situation will not arise. Like two persons, those are separated in space, will be using two different frames, and given that they are having zero relative velocity, it says that wherever you are located, you are using just one reference frame. But when you start moving, when you start changing your velocity with respect to some inertial reference frame, then only you are changing your frame. So the change of frame comes only when the velocity is changed, not like the position in space is changed. This is not the case in special theory of relativity. So the proper time interval, like it proper time interval is defined there. It can be defined like for any two events, e1 and e2, those which are occurring on the same space point, and having some time interval. uh, so as observed from certain frame, let it be that k frame, these two events e1 and e2 are occurring on the same space point. So these two are having proper, mm, the difference of time between e1 and e2 event is proper time. And suppose there is some other event e3 which occurs simultaneously, we are observing only with respect to k there. we should be we should keep in mind this. So e1 occurs simultaneously with e3, and e2 and e4 occurs simultaneously, but they are separated in space, these points. So the time interval, the proper time is the same. Like it is a proper time, we can define it as a proper time. Like the time interval between e1 and e2 as observed from k frame is the same as that observed, that for the e3 and e4. So that is the case there. And so any other frame will come that will be having some relative velocity, that will, then these two events will not be simultaneous. uh, like e1 and e2,